Hi guys, so I'm going to be doing a Belle look from Beauty and the Beast today. So look at a bit of a mess, but starting off with just filling my eyebrows in quickly, as I did have orange on them for one of my previous looks. So I'm using the yellow from my BH Cosmetic palette. I'm just going to put that just above my cut crease and just blend it all around and keep blending that. I do use a lot of different yellows in this. I go from bright yellows to dark yellows and golds, just to try and get some brightness to the colour. I'm doing this look for a group that I'm in. We're doing a group collab in the middle of January, so I thought that I may as well do a tutorial on how I'm doing it too. We're doing Disney themed princesses and queens, so I decided to go for Belle. So I'm just going to use some tape now to stick it on the corner of my eye, because I find it a lot easier when I'm trying to make any type of wing, and I'm going to be doing that in a moment with some brown. But I'm just going to put some concealer on my cut crease. I'm just filling that in as much as I can. I struggle with this because I've seen loads of videos where if you kind of just look up to the ceiling, it kind of makes the line for you. But for some reason my eyes, maybe I don't know, they're too big, but that doesn't really happen for me. So now I'm going to be using a shade of brown from my BH Cosmetic palette again, and I'm just going to follow the line of the crease and kind of flick it up to create a little bit of a wing so I can blend the yellow and the brown together. I do keep looking to the side because that's where my mirror is. I would never be able to do any makeup looking straight into my phone, as I do have a magnifying glass on my mirror, so I can see things a bit closer up, which isn't always great. I'm just putting some concealer on my lid now, just to take away any fallout from the brown shadow I've just put on, and I'm also flicking that up too, because I do want a nice kind of smoky wing, but natural looking. Using my Technique palette, I'm going to use my finger because I find that I can get a lot of pigment when I put it on my finger instead of a brush, and just rubbing that across where I've put the concealer to set it and make it have a bit of shine to it. So I just added some below my brow too, and now I am making a little bit of a winged line. I do struggle with this sometimes, but I do find that with the tape on the side of my eye, it does help a lot. So I'm just adding some mascara to my eyelashes now before I add my falsies. I'm just trying to get that on all my lashes. I do need to top up the liner, and voila! So I've done my other eye, and now I'm just adding my illuminating primer. I like this. It was only cheap. I think I got it from the range, but I do find that it makes my skin nice and soft and helps the foundation stick really well. So I'm just adding my concealer around my face, kind of like a highlight, so to say. So I'm just putting that the places where I want it to be, and now I'm just going to use my brush to blend it all in. And I'm using my Revlon foundation, and I do love this one because it's got the sponge at the end, so that is really helpful when it comes to rubbing and blending everything in. So I'm just doing that everywhere, making sure I get in the corners, because sometimes I do struggle with like around my nose and around my eyes because it is quite a thick brush. I'm going to use my fingers to add my contour. I should probably use a brush or something, but I don't have false nails, so I find it quite easy to just use my fingers. And now I'm using my sponge that I use for only my contouring, because if I used it to apply my foundation, I would have a really orange and brown face. So I'm just rubbing that all in. I'm going to go in with my contour powder and apply that first, just to the places where I want it to be darker, and then I'm just going to use my setting powder to go over everything else. I'm not going to be doing any baking. I don't really do much baking, so I just like to apply it and get it all on and rubbed in. And now I'm going to be using quite a prominent bronzer because I want my cheekbones to look really cheeky bony. So I'm going to use my finger to add my highlight, and I'm going to do that across my Cupid's bow on the tip of my nose, and I like to drag it up. I love this highlight. It's not even an actual highlight, it's just another one of my shadows from my Technique palette. But I just find that it looks so illuminating in photographs and videos. It just looks amazing. So I've just added that above my cheekbones too. It just looks so great in pictures. And I'm feeling like a princess already. So now I'm just going to add a pink lipstick because Belle is nice and subtle with her pink lips. And I'm just applying that. This is lipstick I had from Avon some time ago, and I've never actually used it much, so it's kind of good for these types of looks. And I've just added a bit of highlight to my lip too, just because I want it to be a little bit more subtle, but I want it to be illuminated and stand out. So I've added my wig, which I had added a bun to, some ribbon, and there it is. It's Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Thanks for watching, guys.